I think Ramos probably understands what he did. It was a massively brave decision, to take care of Ronaldo at the same time, take care of the team, take care of the media, to understand how the nation was feeling about Cristiano Ronaldo. It requires a brave mind to be there, and he took a decision which worked out. I mean, I sometimes do feel, what if the decision hadn't worked out, then how much of flack he would have been facing. But looking at the quarterfinal, looking at the match ahead, I think this is going to be a very holistic decision coming from Portugal, where Cristiano fits in. Now there are two views. You can just throw him into the waters out there. These are turbulent times for any team because this is a massively big quarterfinal game. And understand, Ronaldo desperately is hungry for a World Cup. Or he can be an impact player out that at the same time. I think between this, there is going to be a decision. But I do believe when it's a big game, when it's not one of these round of 16 or a group, and a round of 16 is also a knockout, but a quarterfinal is a psychologically different game. I think a Ronaldo fits in. I think a Ronaldo fits in because he's hungry and he needs those goals and he needs to tell the world, I'm back. It's hugely a difficult answer because Morocco can go all the way. I mean, a long time back, not so long time back, Greece went all the way and won the Europeans, playing hugely defensive. But this particular team is a magnificent team. They know the structures, they know how to move in and they know how to defend. The question here, which is very, very important for Morocco is, are you willing to defend when you concede? They haven't conceded except their own goal that they had. I think when you look at those terms, the other point is how confident is Morocco right now and how well are they looking at attacking the opposition. I think between these two particular lines lies the future of Morocco at this moment of time. It's a magnificent team. It's very easy to call them magnificent because they haven't conceded. But let's look at the formula. What happens when they go into a quarterfinal and they concede a game or concede a goal rather? Yeah, they can stop Mbappe, but then the question is that if you want to stop Mbappe, then you got to put 2 to 3 players constantly on him. You have to understand that the pace is incredible for Mbappe, so you need defenders who can counter that pace. Once you put a defender on him or a 2 defender on him, then you create space for the other half, which means Griezmann can come in, Dembele can come in, all of these players can come in and utilize and exploit that space. I still believe that it is going to be a first half where they're going to be clawing at each other, figuring out how. It's almost like, let's put it in a very different perspective. It's like a heavyweight boxing bout. The first 3-4 rounds are usually where you try and figure out where is the weakness. Once you find the weakness, then you start your counter punches, your punches and all. I think the second half, maybe, at least to my knowledge, is going to be one of the most thrilling halves that this World Cup is going to see. And that's where the crux and the fortunes of both teams lie. Unfortunately, for the fans, they're going to see one team go out. Now that team could be the reigning world champions going back home, or a team that has been dreaming since 1966 of winning a World Cup. This constant thing on England, you have the biggest league in the world, you have the richest league in the world, you have the best players out there. And when I say best players, means foreign best players. You have probably a lineup of the best minds and the coaches out there, but you still haven't won a World Cup since 66. I think when you look at that, this should have been a final. Now, if it's a quarterfinal, let's enjoy it like a final and then see how the teams go. I don't think so. I still believe that they really haven't faced opposition. You may always say that they lost a game, but I really don't put too much emphasis on that. This is a team that plays on talent, it plays on skill, it plays on flair, and mentally they are right up there. But what is going to happen is that the moment they get pressure, that's the time when their defensive line is going to feel it. Now, whether they're going to tackle that or not and how they're going to tackle it is the big question. But I still believe that this team is slightly different from the best flair team, the best talented, in my opinion, the 82 Samba team that had come. that team never had a defensive line because nobody wanted to play defense. Now the point here is that are your players who are going to be up there 6, 7, all wanting a goal, how many of them are willing to go back, run back and defend for the team? Moment you solve that equation, I think Brazil becomes one step ahead, a massive favourite for the World Cup. This, according to me, is the wow game of all the quarterfinals, simply because you have one team called Argentina that only plays on Messi. Now I'm putting everything on the line to say that Argentina is not an incredible team. It becomes incredible because of one man. One man's desire is pushing this team forward towards a World Cup final. This is going to be extremely close. This may even go to penalties because Van Gaal is a coach he's a coach who's always played a 4-3-3. He's played safe for a long time. But now you have Argentina who wants a World Cup for Messi. You have Van Gaal who also wants to retire with a World Cup. I think this is a very close fought game and it could easily go to penalties.